Linden. Really? Wow, that's a big hit. Down to 2. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. This is my first Zendikar shell. Dimir Rogues looks like it's going to be busted. I'm really excited to play this deck on pre-release. So I've made a shell for it. You know, it's a little lackluster because a lot of the tools that are coming into the Dimir Rogue setup is from Zendikar Rising, but we wanted to get ready. We wanted to start testing a little bit of a shell and see how it worked. And we have a very cool jank deck for you guys today. It's been a while since you've seen Gyruda, Doom of the Depths. This card used to be everywhere with Thassa and Agent of Treachery, and it just made this infinite combo, which was absolute cancer. So we're using it still to self-mill ourselves, and that is the really cool thing about this. The fact that we're getting to pull a creature card with even cost from our or our opponent's graveyard through that mill is just the cherry on top. So we're milling through 6 of our own cards, which is really, really nice. And we're comboing that with Devourer of Memories. Now this is just an uncommon from Theros, a 2/1, and whenever 1 or more cards are put into your library into your graveyard from your library, Devourer of Memory gets +1/+1 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. So if we have Devourer of Memory on field, we play a Gyruda, it goes to an 8/7 that can't be blocked. That is a big hit, plus we're getting to pull another creature on the field, so that gets a little bit gross. And then we also have things like Sage of Mysteries, a 0/2 with Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target player mills 2 cards. That's going to be ourselves, again, giving our Devourer +2/+2. And then, you know, things like Omen of the Sea to trigger our Sage of Mysteries, which, you know, scry 2, draw, +2/+2 and unblockable. It's a pretty cool combination there. And you know, the deck does go into some sub synergies through stuff like Castle Vantress and Drowned in the Loch, you know, even the Mindwrack Harpy, but we're going to get into all of that in a little bit. We break down the deck list in its entirety for those of you unfamiliar, going through each individual card. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? How do we play around and utilize each of those? Then we're going to talk about the strategies, the synergies, how do all of those cards come together to form a really well-working, coherent archetype. And then we're going to witness some gameplay footage, call out all of my misplays for the day, and kind of experiment with this with this Dimir Rogues, you know, shell build while we wait for Zendikar Rising, right? It's great. It's not really super competitive, but the jankiness of it kind of pulls it through. It's like the Dimir shell with the jank of the Devourer and Gyruda, which I think is really, really cool. And then we're breaking down all of the play lines. It's not really enough to know how your own deck works. You know, for the combo decks, that is, you know, maybe not the truest statement, but still in general, you're going to need to know how to interact with all of the other decks in the environment. So that's why we're looking at the gameplay footage there. And then we come up with our closing thoughts. You know, how was this deck? What are our future plans for Zendikar Dimir Rogues, right? We're really excited to play that. Maybe we'll pull up some cards and talk about how the addition of those cards into this deck can turn it from like a semi-competitive jank deck into what I believe is going to be one of the new tier 1 decks, if not tier 2 for sure. So thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate your time and attention. I'm live on YouTube every morning at 6 a.m. At 7 a.m. we're on Twitch, and then we're back on YouTube at 6 p.m. Also in the Discord all day. Links for everything in the Linktree link below. You know, I honestly don't expect you to be doing the time conversions. It's Mountain Standard if you want to, but just follow and you'll get the push notifications. It's just so much friendlier that way. You could also share this video and give it a thumbs up if you find any value. So let's get right into this Zendikar Dimir Rogue shell. 4 copies of Sage of Mysteries. We already talked about this. It's a 0/2 human wizard. Keyword here, wizard, for the party mechanic coming into play with Constellation. And whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target player mills 2 cards. Next up, we have Thieves Guild Enforcer. Now, this is a rogue hashtag party, a similar thing. Wizards, rogues, warriors, and clerics. It's another 1/1, this time with flash. Whenever Thieves Guild Enforcer or another rogue enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 2 cards. As long as your opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, Thieves Guild Enforcer gets +2/+1 and has Death Touch. So that's great. You know, this card is going to be very prevalent within the new Zendikar meta. And it's always nice to see those like precursors that they put out in the set before that really leads the way into the new set. And this is not one that I expected. I was actually expecting Kinnan. Kinnan's got that huge Sky Leviathan in the background. I thought that was going to be a new Zendikar card. Anyways, those are our 1-drops. Into our 2-drops now. We have 4 copies of Drown in the Loch. This is a instant speed spell in which we can choose one. Counter target spell with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in controller's graveyard, or destroy target creature with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in the controller's graveyard. So, it's just great disruption in general. Devourer of Memory, we talked about this. It's a 2/1, and whenever 1 or more cards are put into your graveyard from the library, Devourer of Memory gets +1/+1 until end of turn and cannot be blocked this turn. We can pay 3 as a repeatable scenario to mill a card, which will then again put the +1/+1 unblockable on them. Vantress Gargoyle, this is a 5/4 with flying. Vantress Gargoyle can't attack unless defending player has 7 or more cards in their graveyard, so a similar effect as Thieves Guild Enforcer. That's why they work quite well together. Vantress Gargoyle can't be blocked this turn, can't block this turn unless you have 4 or more cards in your hand. And we can also tap it to mill a card. We can do this on our opponent's end step. However, if we do have the Devourer of Memories, we probably want to be doing this on our main phase just to make it unblockable, right? Especially if we can't block. Omen of the Sea, ×4, enchantment with flash. When it enters battlefield, scry 2, and then draw a card. We can pay 3 plus sacrificing it to scry 2 as well once it's on the battlefield. Ghostly Pilferer. This is actually a really cool card, and I think another sleeper, and much like Thieves Guild Enforcer, a precursor into the new Dimir Rogues deck. It's a 2/1, and whenever it becomes untapped, you may pay 2 to draw a card. That's actually not that bad. Paying 2 to draw a card is kind of standard, and to have that as a repeatable situation is actually pretty cool. And then whenever an opponent casts a spell anywhere other from their hand, you're going to be drawing a card. So if it's getting cast from exile, #adventure decks, you're going to get to draw cards from that, which is quite cool. Or their graveyard, right? With the escapes. We can also discard a card, so it cannot be blocked this turn. So you can see that we have some unblockable, stuff forming within the deck, some synergies there. Into our 3-drops, we have Brazen Borrower. This is a 3/1 with flash and flying, can only block other creatures with flying. Petty Theft as an instant speed adventure to return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. So, a little bit more disruption to go with Drown in the Loch, and then it's also a nice flash blade flyer to attack. Mindwrack Harpy, this is good just to help us kind of gaslight our Devourer of Memory. We could run more, but I feel like it's a little bit expensive for what it does. But again, this is going to be something that we continue to fine-tune as we can progress through the rest of this season. So it's a 3/2 for 4. So again, the base stats are not the greatest. It has flying, so a form of evasion, which is pretty cool. You could potentially get 3 damage in with this, which is maybe just what we need within this deck. But what's really fun here is at the beginning of combat on your turn, each player mills 3 cards. That is absolutely awesome for our Devourer of Memory because it triggers it on us as well. It's also really great for our Gargoyle because it will help it to be able to attack, and it's good for our Guild Thieves Enforcer because it will push it up by +2/+1, giving it Death Touch as well. So that is very neat. And then to bring it all together, Gyruda, Doom of Depths, 6/6, and when it enters the battlefield, each player mills 4 cards. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among the milled cards into the battlefield under your control. So we are pushing our Devourer of Memories up by 4, which is great. It becomes a 6/5, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, we do have the Vantress Gargoyle to push it up for an additional point, and it can even dump any extra mana, but I doubt that if we're playing our Gyruda for 6, we've got 3 to pay. It's not unlikely that we can tap our Gargoyle, but at that point, we may just be attacking with the Gargoyle instead. So just a few really cool ways to buff up our Devourer of Memory. That's what the deck was built around, and then we kind of went with the Rogue sub-base to get ready for Zendikar. So a little bit of jank for you guys here today that actually works relatively good if you can, not have your Devourer of Memory be removed immediately. But, there's even a lot of power here within the Rogues. It's good. It's good. You'll see. You'll like it. We're going to get into today's gameplay footage, but before we do, I have to ask you one more time to like the video. It really helps the engagement. If you can leave a comment if you want, but it's the likes that are the currency of YouTube. So come back every day. I like these videos, and you'll have my eternal gratitude, right? So let's get into today's Zendikar Dimir Rogue shell with a little bit of jank to fill the space while we wait for some of these new cards. Don't forget to watch to the end while we discuss some of the new rogues, the changes that we're going to make to the deck, and all things Zendikar. Take care and enjoy. The land doesn't look great. The hand doesn't look great. This is better. This is quite a bit better. I mean, we're playing slow, which is annoying. And it's mono red. Let's just try to push the agenda. Hopefully there's no removal. There is. We're already being targeted. Oh. Or maybe they're just unfamiliar. No. Gonzo. Yikes. Oh, an Annex. That's hot. I didn't know people played Seven Dwarfs. Right, like, what does that card even do? Let's just pass. We're gonna bounce the Embercleave. Right? I wish this didn't eat our mana. It's a risky hit for 2. Not good. Right? There's Annex again. Needs to play a land. Don't stomp our memory! Ugh. That's annoying. The first strike through Annex is gonna get us too. Ugh. Gross. It'll just first strike them both, so we may as well just take our buffed up attack now. Still doesn't do it for us. I don't think we really have anything that does it for us at this point. Specifically, not that land. I mean, it has more than 4 attacks, so the death touch that we have will do nothing with Embercleave, so I may as well take our 6. And now we lose. And Annex Embercleave is so nice. We'll get there though, we just want to show the combo a little bit. This hand won't really work for us. We go first, which is nice, but the Gargoyle and the Loch are good, but we've got no mill on our opponent, so it's kind of weird. This is kind of like one of those long cons. And I think we just toss the Loch for now. Okay, so at least they're going to be filling their graveyard for a bit, but they'll be also empty their graveyard with Uro. Let's go for it. All I want is to make this Devourer of Memory work. Dimir should be self-mill, really. The Innkeeper, of course. We could stack those. I guess we try to just take out the Innkeeper here. Really? Huh. Okay. That's our draw engine. Let's give them something to remove. There's the Clover, that's fine. That's their whole turn. They only have one in the grave. Let's push that back. We'll do this on their end step. I guess I can't defend anyways, but maybe they think it will be able to. They can still play land and double borrower. Which sucks. Us tap at least. Can we scoop their henge? That's not the worst. I mean, we could do it one more time. I would rather flash in a flyer, though, I think. Right? Why take 1 damage when you can take 3? We're already unblockable that turn. They have 3, we have 3. We need them to have 7. That's quite a bit. Lovestruck Beast hits, which is fine. We're hitting unblockable. That's their turn. We're a little late for the Sage of Mysteries. I'll take the Rogue though, it's also unblockable. Land. We should just buff it, right? Hit for 7. Let's keep the land to discard potentially. Ooh. That's a triple fey. Gross. Fey of Wishes and Best of One? Stop it. Shadow Spear for life gain. Definitely makes sense, yep. At least they can't equip it this turn. Is there any way to get lethal next turn? Unsummon will definitely help them though. Oof. That's not good. Ah, you silly Fae, you. Well, that sucks. That's probably game. Play the spear, hold the unsummon up, or the attack phase, right? It's instant speed. We're so screwed. The only way we have a hope is if we pull the rogue that mills them for 3. We get the draw here. It's a land! Stop it. The flyer blocks even more land. That's incredible. So sad. We mill a Fae of Wishes, which is good. This is nice. And we get close. We get close, right? We're hitting for 6. This would have been 9, potentially. And we could have played a land and buffed this for the 10th. But because Fae's on the field can block the Borrower, it is just a weird situation in general. Or did we already play a land? No, yeah, we definitely could have done that. Woof. I mean, we're at 18. They're grabbing 6 life here, though. Yikes. It's a free bean pie, you know what I mean? Fertile Footsteps for 3, but he plays 3 lands into the field untapped. Oh! Woof. That's crazy. Yeah, we came close. We got close. I mean... let's leave it at that. We came close, and this is kind of where it all ends. Cry. Let's take the scry too. We can do it. Woo! Okay. I mean, there's a hope. Not really. It's so much damage. Oh no. Oh no. They still have the unsummon, which is unsettling. This is still a match somehow. They're just gonna bounce the gargoyle. Makes me so sad. I guess actually we should have kept that in hand and pumped the Devourer. Just so they don't bounce the Gargoyle. They'll bounce the Devourer here. Just sucks so bad. We got close, but that Shadow Spear is gonna annihilate us. And the Fae being able to block the Gargoyle this turn is a huge help as well. Or like, you know, just the life gain, the air defenders, plus the unsummon, you know what I mean? They just, like, those are the tools I need. They're gonna shut this match down. Here we go. So, it's basically an unwinnable equation, like, or an unbalanceable. I mean, there's 5 damage here, but they gain 6 back. It's like, ugh. We have the Death Touch at least. So if the unsummon is wasted during the attack, the Death Touch now becomes relevant, you know, as a pickup for that Love Strike Beast to shut down the life gain. And that's the play route, but woof. Right? Woof, indeed. They take it down to 5. So the unsummon is definitely just going to hit the Enforcer. It has to. But then that opens up our attack again pretty nicely, so it's weird. It's weird, but let's play it out, see where it lands. I mean, this is super jank, you know, this is our shell for Dimir Rogues, but, you know. Okay. I mean, that threat's gone at least. Shadow Spear could just be re-equipped, I guess, to the giant that he's about to play. This is like a 14-14. 10-10 only. Only. Right? It's that unsummon that's annoying. We're trying to pull it from their hand. And they just smash our Gargoyle. That sucks. They still have the unsummon. That sucks too. Cry. Oh, another Love Strike Beast. That's cool. Good play, good play. Drawing of these cards is nice, at least. Interesting. Borrower. The unsummon exists, and they have so much life from that dang Shadow Spear hitting all the time. Do we just try to go wide? Like... who knows? Let's just take our scry. It's better to get the land out of the way. Yikes. Any adventure, Brazen Borrower would suck so hard right now. They must have it. No, they've just got their unsummon available with mana though. They want to use it now? Seems strange. At the very best, I guess we're holding our own against some really good decks. Right? We should be dead. We should have been dead, but kind of a weird situation, right? That's some of the fun of playing these new decks that people don't know about, is their playlines and interactions are like sometimes misjudged because they're unsure. you know, of what this is and what's coming next. Oh, another triple Fey. Groovy. Alright, dealing with the graveyard thing is good. Nice. Who does this? Yeah, everything's fine. Don't be alarmed. Wow. Oh, there it is. Ugano. If all else fails, you just get Ugin. You know what I mean? Hit him with the Hida. It's so silly. So our Thieves Guild goes down to 1-1 again. No Death Touch, right? Big bum man. Here comes the 6/6. Oh man, that's gonna be so good for him. That's lethal, isn't it? The trample, right? I'm pretty positive that's lethal. You can attack me, brother. Like a glove. That's triple removal. Yeah, typically not great, but this late in the game, when they're about to hit for lethal, very good. Very good. That's so savage. Just rip. Cool. This is a weird hand, but it has the potential to be very good if we can pull our shenanigans, that flash enchantment to draw. That will be nice. Right? This would get like +8. It would hit for 10. Potentially, if we can get there. We get the little mill with the Enforcer. This card's gonna be very good in the new meta, I'm pretty sure. Flash Rogue for 1. Woof. That gets better in the mid game. Let's get the Devourer out. I guess we should have attacked first. Oops. They should distinguish the Enforcer as more of a threat, yeah. Which is fine. Again, looking for... Well, the Insight we don't have land for. Where is it? The Omen of Sea. Wow, we need some more islands here. I'm sure there's, you know, more removal here. Might not be for 4 though, that's the thing. And they're already at 3, and as a spellcaster, they're gonna kind of help our gargoyle all along. Gargoyle could be a crow. I actually don't have the game volume on. I should turn that on and get right into it. I'll start mimicking the game sounds. You guys would love it. Interesting. We don't want to use the ability because there could be a Bone Crusher Giant, and then we want to pump the spell is the thing. We just need some enchantments, and then some more blue land, I guess, in case we pull an Insight. Also for our Borrower. Woof, thanks for the gifted sub, Megatool. Appreciate that. Okay, so we get the field life here. Big bomb man. Opponent's, you know, at 7. 8 we need in the graveyard. Okay, we need some more land. Petty Theft online. We're sitting on 4. 2 more land would be great. Our opponent's been curving out very nicely. There's one. We can bounce the token. And they just pushed our Enforcer up to 8, which is nice. We have our second island, which is cool as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pull their mana first. We get the giant, I guess, at least. No, nothing? It's gotta be odd. The giant's even. Oh, no. No, it's even. And the giant is odd. I see. It's bad luck. We should have held on, because we just pulled our... Well, I guess it was 6 under. That wouldn't have worked. What are they taking back? Giant? Let's just flash this out now. Also, it's more expensive. Or no, that's just non-creatures, isn't it? Yeah, so it would have been fine. And we just played into Shatter. Whoops. 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 That's on us. That was 100% our bad. This is still matched somehow. Oh, I'm pretty sure they would have had us here anyways. It's not enough. Like, we're so screwed. And we get to draw it, and it's on the stack, actually. No, this is good. This is good. We're still gonna hit for 5, though. Unpleasant. Land's gonna help us. Oh, yeah. Let's set up our next turn, at least. Get rid of both of those. Oof. We're on a 3-turn timer. Less than that. Oh, stop it. Adventure cards are good, eh? Ultimatum in hand. You know that's coming. You know it's coming. And now they've got plenty of blockers, so we don't get there. We whiff on our Gyruda. Which is unbelievable. And we're just pulling land. That's awesome! Good game. Let's let them cast their ultimatum. You can do it, friend. I am a friend of the people. A friend of jank. You may cast your jank upon me, and I shall take it upon thy chin. Yeah, decent, right? Another 5 from Bone Dad. Get in there. Get in there, mate. You can do it. We'll just take this on the chin. Yeah, the drawing of 5 cards is absolutely extravagant. Especially late game. Just like, oh, I got a full hand again. Let's restart this game. Land's bad here. Let's mulligan this away. It's very good here. And we'll toss a Gyruda. We already have one. And we'll just try to curve into it, I guess. Taking the scry first. Not bad. We already have Omen, we have Gyruda. If we can pull our Devourer of Memory, this is going to be a good little combo. But I'm sure we'll get interrupted. And we'll cry all the way back to another defeat. Playing Jank and Diamond makes sense. We have 5 land, we just need that 6. And of course, survive another 4 turns. There's nothing in the graveyards. Really, just a straight up ram through. Huh. Okay. So we pass our turn. We have an Omen. 3 lands in play. It looks like we're holding up a counterspell potentially. They decide to attack, which is fine, I guess. Down to 15. Let's take our Omen. I like Vantress Gargoyle because the Gyruda will help it. We need 7 in the grave. Secondary ooze. Cool. No more creatures in the graves, though. We can block. Just not attack. So that's fine. That actually really helps us out here. We could have tapped us on there and step. Or did it have Summoning Sickness? Anywho, just, you know, passing our turn. We can bounce something, which is pretty cool. We're sitting on 5, next turn is 6. And our opponent is stuck on 2 land. Feels bad that this is how we're winning, but, you know. Win's a win's a win! Look how good this deck is, you guys. It's just smashing this mono green. Oh, Lord. We will block, and then if there's shenanigans, we bounce it. Nope. A ram through from the other ooze, we can still bounce it. It must be. Let's do this. I don't think it happens because there's no creature in play. Yeah. Let's push our borrower out. We have to attack before we play the land. Oh, can we not? Oh. We can defend, not attack, I see. We should have played the Harpy and then we could have attacked. That's on me. Let's just go for it. This will be the nail in the coffin. We should have done that first so we could have attacked as well. Wow. Sorry about your land. I mean, woof. Alright, I said that was the last match. This will be the last match. Mulligan. Okay, the land's good. The hand's not great, but it's fine. We have the 1-drop and just like nothing after. Let's toss the Scryland. Ooh, we get the speaker. That's nice. And we should be able to counter whatever they play here. Let's just trade. We'll just straight up destroy it. We'd mill 2 here? Yeah, not enough. Just hit for 1. Yeah, let's end our turn. Or we should have omened and tried to pull a land, actually, there. That would have been the best play, I think. We'll let Helioid hit the field. Okay, we're good to go. Let's get the Gargoyle in play. And hit for 6. I think we just smash, right? Trade with Linden? Really? Wow, that's a big hit. Down to 2. What do they play? They have to deal with Vantress Gargoyle. They can give Linden lifelink and it'll hit for a bunch. Ugh, that Vanishing Light's gross. It's annoying. Life gain from Helioid's only 2. Land can stay. Not really, because the Gargoyle's going. The unblockable rogue's nice. Gargoyle's gonzo. Oh, and that brings in Helioid? Shoot! Coming back from the brink of death at 2. That's silly, right? Gains 4 life here. Or like 5, 6 actually. 7, 8. Oh my god. Such a stupid combo. Right? Stop it. We should have stayed on the defense last turn. Wow. Not good. That's Cat. Stop it.
Come, share bread with me.
Tapped and attack. Oh, he doesn't do the -2.
Oketra's love is your
We have
shield.
Death Touch, though. I mean, I get it, but they should be stacking counters on Heliod because it has Indestructible. Right? Well, how does this have Indestructible? Nice. Gains Indestructible. Good game. Hey, we got close. It's another 9 life, though, so let's wrap it up. And I think once we get those new cards, the deck's going to be a lot better. Well, the sad thing is here for the outro, my audio got corrupted, so this is going to be a little bit of a voiceover. You know, we try to overview the cards and the deck, talk about how badly it performed, all of my misplays, you know, these great things. Try to, you know, just let you know that there was a strategy involved, and, you know, that self-mill through Gyruda and the Harpy on the Memory Devourer is pretty cool, and we've got the Sage of Mysteries as well, and then a few of the rogues. So we're kind of trying to blend the rogue base, getting ready for Zendikar. It's our Dimir rogue shell, and then we just kind of filled it with jank, you know what I mean, through the Devourer of Memory and Gyruda. So it's gonna improve, you know what I mean. We're playing the standard 2021, so the card pool is very limited, and it is super jank for the most part right now. It works, but you basically need to not be removed at all. And now we're going to talk about some of the rogues that inspired this build, because, like I said earlier, I'm really looking forward to building Dimir rogues when Zendikar comes out. So, Soaring Thief, Flash 1/3 with flying. You know, as long as your opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard, rogue get +1/+0. So that follows suit with the Gargoyle, Drown in the Loch, the Thief Guild, right? And then whenever 1 or more rogues you control attacks, each opponent mills 2 cards. So that would actually even work with some of those effects to get the opponent's graveyard up, so you can, you know, get the +2/+1 and Death Touch on your other rogue there. So we also have the Trickster, which is really cool. This is a 4/4 with Flash for 5. We can pay 4, and we're going to return an unblocked rogue to our hand and put this into the field in its place. When it deals combat damage to a player, which obviously it will because we just returned an unblocked rogue, so they do get the chance to remove it, but it should already be hitting the opponent, right? We get to take a permanent card from their graveyard and put it to the battlefield this turn. So that is absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, it does fit in with the genre or the sub-genre of the mill. You know, all these rogues will be milling our opponent, and then we just get to take what we've milled back into our hands. So Zareth San, the Trickster, for 5, 4/4 with Flash, the abilities for 4. I think it's pretty groovy, to say the least. Yeah, I'm just rambling on about this card for too long. Next up, we've got the Nighthawk Scavenger. This is a 1-star over 3 with Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink, and its power is equal to 1 plus the number of card types among your in your permanent's graveyard, or in your opponent's graveyard. Jeez, I cannot speak today. So this is pretty cool. You know, it is a rogue. It's got Flying, Death Touch, which is great. It's a 1+ star over 3, so it's not going to be uncommon to have this as, you know, a 4/3, and then again it gets that +1 on the power for every creature or permanent type that's in your opponent's graveyard, and the rogues are milling your opponent, so it's going to be stacking up quite nicely. We've got the Skydiver. You know, this is probably one of the sideboard cards for the deck. It's going to allow us to, if we kick it, gain control of target artifact with converted mana cost X or less, and then if it's an equipment, we get to attach it to the Skydiver. So, you know, any deck that's kind of got artifact trickery or the equipment, this is going to be a great sideboard play for us with the rogues. You know, it's relatively cheap as well. The kicker is just X, so that's pretty neat. And then finally, I believe we have the Glass Pool Mimic. This is a 3-drop rogue. When it enters the battlefield, you may copy a creature you control except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types. So this is cool for the rogues. It's a land on the opposite side. It's one of the Module cards. But potentially even in any of the other party decks, you know, you could copy a wizard or a warrior that you really, really like. And now you've got that same creature, but it's going to be a warrior shapeshifter rogue or a wizard shapeshifter rogue, right? So those are some of the cool Dimir rogues that I'm looking at putting into this deck and really trying to tune it and make it the best it can be for said pre-release event. So if there's anything that you think I missed that should go in the deck, obviously hit me up. This is a list that we're going to continue to work with in the following days and start to weave some of those cards in there. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate your time and attention. You know, you guys are great. All the financial support on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. You guys are great, making all of this worthwhile. We bought a collector's box, so we're going to be doing an unboxing soon when that comes out, and we got a playmat to go along with that as well. So trying to improve the quality of our last unboxing, and the card shop that we bought from actually reached out for a sponsorship deal, so we're going to try to see what that's about, and, you know, potentially even just be getting some merch or some store credit to be giving to you guys for some giveaways and stuff. I think that would be really cool. You know, I got our internet box in that I've been talking about for the last couple weeks. It seems more stable, but maybe not quite as fast. The upload seems stable, but not as fast. It is what it is. It's just so expensive is the thing. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or send it back. We've got some adapters coming in to the mail from Amazon for the antenna that I bought for it as well. And, you know, hopefully we can get that going. But it looks like I've got about a nice 500 kilobyte upload for the Twitch stream. The speed test is at about 1 to 3 megabytes. But again, I know that doesn't translate into, you know, the actual bit rate. So it's not great, you know. I'm going to try to do an upload today on it and see if I can upload it. And that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Do take care, you guys. We'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.